My name is Chris, and I'm 28. I've been practicing abstinence for 8 years. Sometimes I lose track, maybe 9, forgive me. But it hasn't been an easy journey. I think I have a lot of the same stories everybody else. I grew up without my father. I won't lie to you, I got around. I got around often and as much as I could, but it was at the most miserable place in my life. I did catch an STD I caught chlamydia, which thank God it wasn't AIDS or syphilis, something you couldn't get rid of. But I think I was substituting the hurt I was substituting hurt for something else. I was hurt. I was lonely. I grew up in the projects where they taught you sex was a badge of honor, so I was just trying to keep up. And I can tell you that's probably one of the most miserable places in my life, because the last thing you think about is your future when you're making a lot of mistakes. And I was making mistakes based off of what I was taught by other people who were making mistakes. For you, I've never been more peaceful than I am now because of the choice that I made 8 years ago. Say love, baby, I'm gonna love you. Ooh, I love you so much. I'm gonna come over to your house for holidays. When I first met you, to be honest, as a man, when I first met the young lady, I already knew we was having sex. I picked you because of the things I wanted to do to you sexually. I didn't pick you because you were cute and I thought we could build a wonderful future. No, I picked you because you had something that was bigger than the other girls. That's just being honest. So sex did not equal love because I did not know what love was. I had no one around me to teach me what love was, but the fact that you didn't pay attention to my surroundings, who I hung around, the advice that I was giving my family, that I didn't have a father, that I was hanging around a lot of thugs, a lot of drug dealers. The fact that you didn't pay attention to that, you did not know. I didn't know what love was. And that goes back to the father issue. If you don't have a father, I can already tell you what you don't know. I can create a woman based off of what you don't know. The fact that you lean into me to get wisdom, I'm just going to tell you what you don't know. And more than likely, if you have a mother who has her own issues, she's probably teaching you from hurt. So if I get on her side and teach you what she wasn't even taught, I'm already being what you never had. And I'm going to get what I want. And when I got what I wanted, I called one of my homeboys up and say, here go the key. If you want to get next, go ahead. I'm done. And this is just being honest. If we're going to be transparent. The advice that I would give my little sister is make his talk align with his walk. A lot of times guys have we have the great ability of just talking. Just talk. But the thing is, a lot of that talk don't align with the actions. And if his actions don't align with where you're trying to go, then you need to separate yourself, because dead weight is going to help. Dead weight never helps. It only drags you along. I think what's been working for me is just staying focused to the goal at hand and making sure I don't invest in anyone who doesn't have the same mindset that I have, because it's easy to fall prey to somebody who don't agree with what you agree with. So just like all the other brothers said, I have accountability partners that I'm very transparent with. I'm transparent with the person that I'm invested in, and I try to be honest with myself, which sometimes can be the hardest part about the next steps that we're going to take. And by not putting myself in what I call the sex-friendly zones, the late night calls and the coming to my house and things of that nature, just being very cautious of that. I think the biggest myth is simply all your friends not having sex, and there are people who are waiting. I think in our mentality, we're taught that everybody around us is having sex. It's not true. I mean, people front, people lie, so they won't be talked about. But the ones that wait are more successful. The ones who have self-control are more successful. So don't believe the hype. Don't believe all your friends. They haven't conquered every woman in the world. It is simply impossible. I don't care how much you try. I've tried. It is simply impossible. You can't wait. And you may be uncomfortable for a season, Well, I'd rather be uncomfortable for a season than be comfortable for a lifetime. I've been talked about for 8 years doing this, but those same God, as Terrell said, come to me behind the shadows and say, bro, I should have listened to you. My baby mama is getting on my nerves. I can't deal with it. So the myth is that everybody is doing it, and that it's not possible, because it is possible and it can be done, as you see from us on stage.